Okay, back again. We are going to be cutting our separators that go in between the fuel line and our connections with Julienne clips. These clips are a little bit different than the ones I just installed, but they should work all the same. So I believe you're going to need 6 of these, and they should be about 2 inches. So I'll camera. I've cut 2 so far. So that's what I got. I've got this fancy tool my dad gave me. And I'm going to try to use the camera tilted up on my lap to show this working. Use the last one as a guide measurement. It's supposed to just clip right through it like that. Yep. Good, good. That's 3. 4. 5, 6. And they don't have to be perfect, but you have to have at least, 2 inches. Because you're going to be hitting them between this pump, this pipe, and this fuel tank onto, I lost it, separated with this fuel line and the actual dipstick that goes into the pump. Alright, I gotta go feed my chicks. Be right back. Alright guys, time to crack another beer and get this project on the road, get the fuel line installed. Fuel pump, fuel line, all the rest of that. And hopefully I can make my electric bill go down, because my dad is pissed. Let me tell you what, $400 between 3 people, that is outrageous. But, promised land is coming. We got heat now. We got diesel heat. And diesel heat, the state will help you with diesel heat. That's what I'm trying to do. Get moved out of a hotel completely into this Conestoga. And, everybody gets fuel assistance. If they don't get a job, you get fuel assistance. It's a lot cheaper than putting us up in hotels. That's for you people that, this video is going to be shown to everybody. And that's for you guys up on there on the select board, or in the governor's office, or the food stamps office that, really need to take a look at how we're putting these people up and how we can make it better. Okay, I'm going to pause this, flip the screen around, and we'll get started on the fuel line. So, I ran my fuel line through a hole through my floor, and then I'm going to run it out through a hole in my wall after attaching it to the pump and the fuel filter. And after it goes through the wall, it will go into the tank itself. So, let's get started on that. I'm going to reverse the picture now. Alright, picture's reversed. See the fuel line through the hole in the floor that I drilled earlier. Alrighty now. Let's put on one of these black fittings. So, best thing to use is spit. Get a little spit on your fingers and a little spit on the tube itself. Then push the tube into your black vinyl fitting. Now you want it about halfway in. So if you can feel it, which you can, just keep pushing it until it gets down in there. You might have to take it off, get a little bit more spit around there, and slide it through again. Try not to kink your fuel line or bend your fuel line. That is a bad thing to do, like I just did. You know, I might have to take some off. I might have to just keep spitting on it and get it all lubed up there. Now, I should only have to get that much into it. So, put your finger as a guide and push it in. Because you want each fitting to mount up exactly touching each other. That's too far. See, you can look down the hole and actually see the plastic. See where it gets shorter in diameter? But, let's see if it fits. First things first, julienne clips. So, I'm going to pause. These are the julienne clips they supply for our fuel line. Not the best in the world. But they'll work for now. I'll upgrade later. So, we're going to put two on here. One here. And one here. Slide those down your tube. Take a little spit. Lubricate your shaft for the fuel line. And attach fuel line. See, it's attached. Now I want my fuel line to go right down to the base, so I'm going to pull out a little hose. Get it right down on there. Perfect. That is what I call beautiful. Now, we'll find our clips. Bring them back down. Bring one right about here. And we'll install those clips. So, let's take the drill. And just sort of torque it down on there. You don't want to close off the fuel line, and you do not want that to be too loose either. Good. Now this one, we're going to raise up just a little bit. Right to about the bottom of the nipple that was on the fuel line. Okay. Now, I should be good, but I'm going to shut off the video camera, and that's just an example of how to do it the right way. You know, I just want to show you how those julienne clips worked. Alright, here's the next step. I'll add step 5, 4, 3, and, you know, so on, blah, blah, blah. We're going to take our unit, flip it upside down, and mount it to the floor now, okay? And I'm hoping I have enough screws that came with this kit. Sometimes they send just enough. Sometimes they send extra. Sometimes they don't even send enough. So we're going to flip my screen now and mount this. Okay, this is what your unit should look like. You do not have to have the muffler attached, but you want your unit to be straight up and down, everything. And the tube on there ran through your floor. You can keep everything external. I got my power cords already hitched up, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. You do not have to run it inside, but that's the way I did it. I want to be able to look down and see if there's fuel problems or not, but like bubbles in the airline and stuff. So I'm going to flip this over real carefully and place it into the hole. Okay, so here's a problem I had. Ground clearance, alright. My floor and the floor of the earth were too close together for that tube to go right in the way it needed to be going in. So I had to bend it and manipulate it to go down. Here's what I got. As you can see, I kept it right up, lined up with the original holes. I'll give it a little tap here and there. It'll be lined up. Okay, I had to bend and move a couple clamps because they were interfering with the plywood, but got it in there. We'll flip around and we'll show me drilling this thing in. You've got a number of these screws that come with the kit. So my only assumption is that's where they go, into these 4 holes. Now, they are 5/16. So I'll just fix my drill up real quick to accept that bit. And they are self-tapping. So that means any self-tapping screw has a thread on it like this. It's a little drill bit to go through metal, and then these are the threads itself that basically that opens it up. It'll go through anything: metal, steel, aluminum, you know, sometimes hardened steel, stainless steel, you know, whatever, tin, wood. That's where I'm mounting it. But all right, back around. Drill bit's not set right. See how it drilled out and pushed the wood out as it went in. It's a real beautiful thing, what we can think of as human beings, you know. All right, I showed you one. Let's get the rest of them lined up. And drill in the rest of them. Really helps to have magnetic bits that hold your screw in place so you don't have to put your hands in tight places. Unless you put too much pressure on them, that will happen. Beautiful. All 4 screws are in. I think now we might hitch up the heating duct. And that's pretty close by, so let's do that real quick. This thing came with a heating piece of tube, and honestly, it was supposed to come with 2 vents covers so rodents couldn't get in there or whatever. Not that you should have rodents in your house, but you don't want anything else getting in there either. But it didn't. So, and it didn't stretch out that long either. That's the maximum stretch I got off of this. I should have got 3 pieces of this personally. That's what I think. But whatever. Let's move my saw out of the way. Get my control unit picked up and put in the right spot so that don't get damaged. Slide that on there. Let's give her a little bit more stretching if we can. Julienne clip at the ready. We'll put my flathead screwdriver onto my drill. And we'll tighten that bad Larry on there. Do not over tighten this. You will break your unit. Pretty snug. Pretty snug. All right, there we go. Pausing. All right, I just opened up my fuel tank and I found this nifty little bag full of parts. Seems I have another way to hitch up my fuel line. I am so freaking happy about that because I really didn't want to use the suction tube. Didn't want to do it. I want it to come out the bottom of the fuel line. I want to have as much use of my fuel tank as possible. Alright, so let's see what this has in it. Nice dirty surface. We've got 3 bolts to mount the fuel tank to the wall. We've got this piece right here that goes inside the fuel tank, and then with a rubber grommet, this bolt, and then another rubber grommet comes out, and my fuel line screws into it. Very nifty. So I'm gonna have to go down to my dad's and get a piece of string. I'll be back and I'll show you exactly what that string's for.